Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here back with round 5 of season 3 of the F1 2021 Williams Road to Glory. Yesterday we returned to the duel in the Formula 1 crown and of course where Formula 1 went to last weekend for the real life race. Yes, we're back here at the Monaco Grand Prix. Will this be the last time we see Monaco in Formula 1? That has been the question that has been circulating around in the real world more recently. But yeah, today they're jumping back in though for round 5 of the year. If you missed that in the last video from Portimao, I learnt something that I've known for a long time on this F1 game, and for some reason I decided to use a set of hard compound tyres. It did not go well, but yeah, we'll give you guys spoilers in just a moment. As always, though, I wanted to just say a quick, massive thank you to all of you guys for the continued support. The last week or so has just been honestly stupid. At the time of recording this, we're about to tick over 49,000 subscribers. So, you know, we're 1,000 away now from 50k. So if you're not already, please do make sure you get yourself subscribed as well for daily Formula 1 content. But, yeah, looking towards the Monaco Grand Prix, apparently we might serve some engine penalties as well. I know I've actually got a second control electronics in the works ready to go on this weekend. Championship-wise, though, Sergio Perez still leads the way. They're 10 points clear of Max Verstappen, but Red Bull have got a big gap at the top of the Drivers' Championship there. You can see we're third on 28 points back behind Verstappen, 38 points behind Checo Perez there, and Red Bull 80 points clear in the Constructors' Championship as well there. We're just hanging on to P2 at the moment ahead of Mercedes and Ferrari, but fingers crossed this weekend at Monaco. We desperately need the team to upgrade the facilities a bit more, and they are slowly doing so. But we just can't put any more upgrades on at the moment, so we're kind of a bit stuck until they do more facility upgrades. But we've just got to get on with it, I suppose. Let's move into it then here from Monaco. Formula 1 is finally back in 2022, and now you can rep your favourite teams. Of course, using the F1 store, every team now has merch lineups available, whether you're an Aston Martin fan, a Williams fan, Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, the choice is completely up to you. But yeah, check out the F1 merch store down below for all the official releases from all of the teams. And of course, as always, if you use our links as well, you massively help support the channel. So yeah, give it a look and see if there's anything you like. Right, well here we are then, back on the streets of Monaco for probably the last time on F1 2021 here. We've had quite a lot of memorable races from this circuit, and fingers crossed today can join that illustrious list here. But let's just try and take it nice and easy on my first couple of qualifying laps. You know, always got to just try and get into the swing of things here on the Monaco streets. Practice went okay, could have been a little bit better, but we got most of what we needed to done with purple scores. I mean, obviously at the moment, having the R&D points is pretty much useless for us, but we'll see what happens. Nonetheless, there is all trying to head through the hairpin. Really got to try and get that rear wheel latched over the curb, but what I'm going to do, at least for this first run, is we're actually going to do 2 laps on each set of tyres here, where of course it's only the short qualifying in this career. Notice Pierre Gasly immediately jumps to the top of the timing screens. Yeah, where obviously it's only the short qualifying. So we're just going to try and double run a couple of sets of these tyres there, and then fingers crossed later on we can just try and find the time. As purple through the middle sector we go. I'm going to take a lot of curve there as we now head down in towards the Rascas. Might just picked up a little bit of damage, of course sim damage on in this series as well. Front end bike still feels okay through the final couple of turns and up towards the line. Then first lap on the board, it's going to be a 10.4. So marginally quicker than Pierre. But Daniel Ricciardo used to run these streets apparently. He now goes purple. Sergio Perez now fastest on a 109.7. We were a couple of tenths up actually through the first sector, and then just trying to get the car rotated out over some of these curbs. So that's where we're struggling through to back, and there we go. That lap is going to be a complete write-off there. Not much damage on the MFD, but really costs you a lot of time there. But still running P5 at the moment. The pace does seem competitive. Could definitely get down into the 9s. Right, let's go then. Second run here from qualifying as we try and put the power down out of Anthony Nogue. Still trying to avoid the wheel spin as best as possible. But as you always find around this circuit, the track evolution very steep there. As you can see now, already down to P14, but finding a lot of time as we head up towards the top of the hill in towards Casino Square. just all about hitting your marks, getting as close to those armcos as you dare, and then just trying to get, you know, just that 3 inches closer to them anywhere you possibly can. Getting a little bit of wheel spin as well. This thing very, very torquey, of course, with the Mercedes power unit. And then it's just all about trying to get the nose. You know, you want to be trying to actually get the nose rotated on the brake in this thing a lot more, just so we can get the front end weighted down. 3/10 up though as we head through the tunnel. Let's see if we can try and get a nice run through the next chicane there. Braking just at the 100. A little bit early actually that time around. And that compromised my run on the way through. We took a lot of curb. Didn't really maximise the corner as best as possible. Nice tidy run though as we head through to back. And then as we just head through the final couple of chicanes, we go through La Piscine in towards the Rascas. Try and get the power down again. Second gear on the exit. Activate the DRS up towards the line. My lord, we found a lot of time. 109.4. Yes, please, a 109.3 there. Puts us just 3/10 behind Max Verstappen as I do my best Rosberg.
That was a heck of an impact. Let me know you're okay.
How did that rip a wheel off? Let's just watch this, sorry, out of the final corner. See if we get a really nice run up towards the line. Too busy focused on the timing tower. See we're P4, let off. How quick are we going down here? We're doing 30 miles an hour? Less than that? 20, 30 miles an hour? Should that take a wheel off? I'm not convinced. I think this Williams might be made of paper mache. Not sure I'm happy with that ending our qualifying session. I can't lie to you guys. I do definitely want to do one more run. Yeah, to be honest, I don't really want our last ever qualifying session around here being ended like that. So we're going to try and go then for one more run here. Currently P5, but Russell in P3 there is only a couple of tenths faster. So if we can get this final lap nailed here from Monaco, then we could be on for a really good position here. Ready for the start of the race. Sweat mode is definitely going to be needed there. It's not the best run, actually, through turn 1. Immediately going to be a 10th down. There's plenty more time to find. At the moment, we are definitely not finding it. Struggling to get the car where I need it. What am I doing? Oh, come on. Got to hit our lines, please. Much better run through the hairpin, I want to say. Still only a 10th down though, so it is all still to play for in the second half of the lap. And there we go, back up into the green, using the curb on the exit there. Really trying to maximise the width of the circuit as best as possible. Qualifying complete though at the end of this run, and there we go, that's the line you need through there. Really just carrying the braking all the way through the corner. Down a couple of gears through to back up one on the exit, graze the wall. That was a little bit close on the exit curb. And then not really maximising the run again through the scene. Down in towards the final couple of turns there. Again, just rubbing up the Armco. So you try and maximise the width for Anthony Nobes. We are going to be about 2 tenths up though as we head towards the line. And it's P3 on the grid here at Monaco. I think that's pretty much as well as we ever could have done.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid. Verstappen, Perez and Mr. Monaco. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
Well, there we go then. Max Verstappen on pole for the Monaco Grand Prix by almost half a second over Sergio Perez and myself there, so he definitely could have been on the front row. 26 thousandths of a second separating Perez and both Williams there, but nice to see our teammate George Russell, always known as Mr. Saturday, finally starting to live up to that moniker once more there. But Bottas fifth ahead of Charles Leclerc, Hamilton and Sainz, with Yuki Tsunoda getting his Alpine inside the top 10 there. Let's get into it then here for the Monaco Grand Prix. This channel is proudly sponsored by Bybit, the official crypto partner of Red Bull's Formula 1 team. I've been using their platform for my personal crypto savings over the last few months, and when they got in touch to support the channel, I was super excited. Currently, they're offering you guys a special new promo for the first 100 of you to deposit $10 or more onto the platform. You'll get another $10 free. Also, 5 lucky winners will get their initial deposit doubled up to $1,000. That means if you deposited $1,000 onto the platform using my codes below, you could be within a chance to get another $1,000 100,000 completely free. We've seen the landscape around crypto drastically change over the last couple of years, and I genuinely believe it holds an important place in our future. However, please be careful as always when trading, as you are liable to lose money. But if you're interested and you're 18 or older, click the link down below to get started and see why Red Bull and myself, as well as thousands of others, trust Bybit as their crypto.
Formula One returns to Monte Carlo once again today, home to the world-famous Monte Carlo Casino, first opened in 1863. And, of course, a certain road race, first held here in 1929. There's no greater an occasion, no more valuable a win than the Monaco Grand Prix. The astonishing Circuit de Monaco is, for all intents and purposes, virtually unchanged since its inaugural race back in 1929. The faster cars of today, though, ensure the 19 corners past the casino and along the seafront remain as thrilling as ever. A 2.1-mile lap here takes us around an entire country, yet never more than inches from the race-ending barriers. Now, Anthony Davidson, I wonder, might we be in for some early pit stops today from the midfield teams, all trying to put some pressure on or disrupting things for the leaders up front?
If you're in the middle of the pack, you got your own race to run, I don't think they're going to be thinking about causing trouble up front. However, closer to the head of the pack, don't be surprised to see some split strategies. If you're running second and third, for example, bringing one car in for an undercut while leaving the other one out there longer can put a lot of pressure on the leader and maybe force them into an error.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Mr. Monaco, Russell, Valtteri Bottas and Leclerc, Hamilton, Sainz, Tsunoda and Daniel Ricciardo, Gasly, Norris, Lance Stroll and Ocon, Giovinazzi, Joe, Mick Schumacher and Kimi Raikkonen, Mazepin and Nicholas Latifi. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Right, well, here we are then on the grid, ready for the Monaco Grand Prix. Round 5 of the year, and safe to say we've had some ups, we've had some downs. If the pattern this year is anything to go by, today should be another up, but Monaco can really ruin everything for you, or make it in Formula 1 for that matter. Starting on the inside of row 2, though. Meant to be a pretty dry race by the looks of it. A little bit of cloud cover towards the end. Fingers crossed, therefore, we don't get too many safety cars today. But yeah, soft to medium is the tyre strategy. I want to try and extend that stint as best as possible, just in case the likes of Verstappen or Checo get held up, having to pit early. Going to completely underfuel the car as well this weekend. We're going to take all the risks with that so we can be nice and fast at the start of the Grand Prix. But we need a good start here. We could potentially look up the outside of Checo in towards turn 1. Waiting on those 5 red lights. And it's the lights out, and away we go. And look at that immediately. That's what I mean there. Oh, a little bit of wheel spin in the second phase. And a tiny bit of contact as well between myself and Checo as he rattles up against the Armco on the exit. We were uber aggressive there, but we absolutely had to be, as Verstappen already out of turn 1 with a 1.3 second lead at the front of the field here. But we need to try and get into a rhythm super fast at the start of a Monaco Grand Prix there, because we cannot afford to let Verstappen get away early on there. But that was exactly what we needed then, is yellow flags out just for the normal Constantina and up. I know Checo just skimmed the arm cover. I don't know if he got any damage from it. Deltas are looking okay, so I think he might have got away with it off the start there. We got very, very nip and tuck between us.
Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time, and there are no plans for a safety car right now.
Okay, so I'm guessing Checo might not have made it through then, based on that radio message, as we're just trying to not do anything stupid on this opening lap there. We've survived the start and we made up the 1 place, and often our race pace around here is better than our qualifying trim, as well, just getting a little bit close to the wall through Larascas. But at the end of lap 1 then, Verstappen still leads the way. We have, though, made up a place off the start here at Monaco. Perez doesn't pit, though, and George still in P4 there ahead of Bottas. Right, end of lap 2 then. Purple through sector 1, or very, very wide through the end of sector 2. Verstappen should go fastest, but I think we will go faster here. There we go.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race.
Down on 11.5 already there, as DRS has now been enabled. It's going to be very, very difficult here. I really don't know whether just to attack to try and force Max into an error, or whether it's worth, as why am I in 5th gear through there, whether it's worth just kind of sitting back, playing our own race and hoping the tyres come towards us. Because at the moment, we are locking up those fronts all over the show. Might have to just move the pressures and the bias around slightly. Well, if early pace is anything to go by, then it looks like Verstappen and I have just got a little bit more than a lot of the other cars behind us there. Perez and George Russell not quite able to match us early on in this Grand Prix, but this Williams, yeah, does not quite feel the same as the My Team car around this circuit. Still getting a lot of understeer as well. We just have to skim over the chicane there as the back end tried to get really loose through the chicane. What is it doing? What is that about down at the end of the lap there? Just huge lock-up. Didn't really look like the wheels were under-rotating though. And immediately then, that's a second and a half gone to Verstappen in the lead. Let's be honest.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Jeff trying to give me new strategies, so that was not the line through turn 1. Team do want us to go a little bit longer then on this first set of tyres, but I don't really think sort of sticking in Verstappen's gearbox is going to be the way to go early on here. Just sort of face so much dirty air, you just lose so much from the front end. I mean, if we can just sort of hover around 2 seconds back, that might be the way to go early on here. Try and keep the tyres in a bit better, Nick, and just sort of not be trying to apply all the pressure in the world. Like I said, this one could, as Monaco often does, really come down to strategy. And we've just got to remember, Red Bull have just naturally got a little bit more pace still in the back pocket. That car should be quicker here. We are always going to be fighting an uphill battle. It's just so weird psychologically as well. You know, you take a good chunk of time out of Verstappen one lap, and immediately they're like, right, let's go get him. We can definitely attack him in this Grand Prix, and then you just make a small slip up, and the gap's basically back to where it was again. We've just got to be patient here, you know, let this race come to us, which hopefully it will do, but it's at Monaco, you know, it's just so important. You know, you always want to win this race, every driver does, but yeah, just trying to make sure you keep it tidy is really difficult at times.
Come on, we need to get past.
And how do you propose I do that, Jeff? I mean, surely some radio messages have got to be changed at Monaco. How on earth does he expect me to jump Max Verstappen, who is on exactly the same tyres and has got a quicker car? I would love Jeff to jump in and just do it for me. Why on earth would I want to go onto hards? That is such a bad idea.
Copy.
Jeff, I can't tell him to shut up, otherwise we'll get an engine failure like we did at Saudi Arabia last year. But he's not being very useful at the moment when we're in such an intense battle for the lead at Monaco. Now we're starting to lean on Verstappen at this stage of the Grand Prix. And oh, there we go, Max pits at the end of lap 11. So we need a really good lap here, because if he comes out in traffic...
on track resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time, and there are no plans for a safety car right now.
But if Max comes out in clear air, he's basically probably won this Grand Prix, unless we get a safety car later on. Well, we can get a bold strategy choice, and I think he has. Yeah, he's nailed that. So we're going to have to box then the end of this lap. Is he? Yeah, no, he should come out ahead of that AlphaTauri, shouldn't he? By the time he gets back through turn 1. And I've now just got to keep hitting our lines and try and make sure we come out ahead of that AlphaTauri as well, which might be a bit more difficult. Into the pits we come then at the end of lap 12 there. A little bit of a mistake down at the Rascas, but make sure the team aren't going to change the front wing there. Verstappen has done pretty well actually on that outlap. He's pulled away a little bit from the AlphaTauri. Russell's going to stay out there and try and go a little bit longer. So Red Bull are definitely trying to just pit before everyone else. But where are we going to re-emerge? Go, please. It's going to be tight between myself and Verstappen on pit exit there. 2.4. Here comes the Dutchman. Of course, we'll have the shorter run out of turn 1. Well, I think he's done enough. I think Verstappen, yeah, there we go. Verstappen holds the lead then in the Monaco Grand Prix for now. We do, though, come out ahead of Pierre Gasly. Yeah, the Dutchman's actually done really well there, just to pull away a little bit. So, yeah, we're not really going to have the intervention of slower cars then in this Grand Prix, hopefully helping me out. What we will have, though, is ever so slightly fresher rubber right the way through to the very end. And if Verstappen and that Red Bull is slightly worse on his tyres, then fingers crossed that could really help us out here later on in the day. But I really just don't know what to do at the moment. Do we just continue attacking? Verstappen doesn't seem to be leaving us anywhere around the venue, or we can even think of a move, as George Russell into the pits, Bottas as well into the lane. purple through the middle sector, so got these tyres up to temperature pretty quickly. I guess we just got to try and make sure we don't overheat them. But do we just apply the pressure? I think we've got to, you know, 16 race championship. Well, that's an awful line through turn 1. 16 race championship. We've just really got to try and start closing back up the points at this stage of the year, especially around tracks like this that might just become a bit more of an equaliser between us and the Red Bull. You know, I said this thing's sort of oversteering a lot of the time, but on fresh rubber, I think we've got to go for it. It's probably a case of now or never in this Grand Prix. There is purple again through the first sector. Again, though, just like before the pit window, we're now practically pushing Verstappen along in this Grand Prix. Let's see how little of an effect the DRS has as we head out of the final corner. We do gain a little bit, actually, on the Dutchman as we go purple.
Lap of the race so far.
Well, I'm still just seeing no way around him at this stage of the day there. If he got onto hards, perhaps we could try and consider a move more, but a Red Bull on equal tyres in a Williams, Verstappen, the man in that Red Bull, it's going to be a tall, tall order. Often the place I seem to be able to find time is actually trying to have a look around the outside of the hairpin. You can try to get your nose there, and sometimes the AI get a little bit confused and try to give you a bit more room on the exit like you're fully alongside them. Verstappen doesn't that time round, as we get a really nice run actually at 40 here. We've got yellow flags out. That's one of the McLaren's going slowly. Can I think about a send? I thought about it, but we're not going to be able to. I wonder if that's going to be Daniel Ricciardo retiring from the Monaco Grand Prix. Not the luck he would need this weekend. Now, a lot more talks about him potentially retiring soon in real-life Formula 1. One of the absolute personalities, though, on the grid. But at the moment, yeah, Ricciardo out of the Monaco Grand Prix there. Unfortunately, his former Red Bull teammate still leads the way, warning me about the tyres. But yeah, we are really now starting to apply pressure to Max Verstappen in this Grand Prix there. We seem to have a little bit more top-end speed as well, which isn't really a helpful thing, to be honest, around Monaco, as you can just see there how much we're pushing on this set of tyres. Can we think about a move into the hairpin? No. Can we try and upset him on the exit? Kind of, but not really there. We are definitely the faster car at the moment. A bit like Mansell and Senna, but these Formula 1 cars so big, it's going to take a real mammoth effort to try and get around the Dutchman, but we are quick, and much, much quicker than Max. I wonder if Verstappen's actually having issues with his DRS here, because he seems to be pretty okay through the corners. But if you just watch out the final turn, we're using obviously a lot of battery there, and Verstappen, he's just got nothing. So we head back down towards turn 1, trying to stick close through the first corner there and use the battery as well on the uphill climb in towards turn 2. And you can just see we're gaining a lot right towards the top end, but he seems to be using still a bit more down through the tunnel. We can't stay close to him there around what is probably the longest flat out section on the circuit. Let's just see they're really trying to push, really trying to just upset Max Verstappen's rhythm here, as we're pretty much now at the halfway stage of the Grand Prix. But yeah, then through the tunnel, you can just see they're trying to put the power down again. We do still gain on him, but this would be, I think, where the golden opportunity might lie in this Grand Prix. But there, we don't gain anywhere near as much. Still just trying to attack the curves through there. So we can just stick close to him as we get down through to back. We got yellow flags out. Someone else is going slowly here. Who is it going to be in the Monaco Grand Prix? It's Valtteri Bottas for Mercedes out. So he was running really well, actually, early on here. But now look what I mean, though, about the run on Verstappen towards turn 1. We're going to muscle our way to the inside here as we get to the halfway stage of the Monaco Grand Prix. Shades of our battle with Checo lap 1 there, and look at that. We have been able to capitalise. We do move up now into the lead of the Monaco Grand Prix, and I really wonder whether potentially Verstappen is trying to nurse a car issue here, because that was not a move you often see, especially in a Williams up against a Red Bull. I mean, you never really see overtakes between a Williams and a Red Bull there, as I almost bin it down at the hairpin. Max Verstappen tries to get the nose back at the inside but can't. But now the tables have completely turned in this Grand Prix, and we know just how much more straight line speed we seem to have over the Dutchman here. He's got to have an issue. Surely he's struggling with some sort of mechanical gremlins in this Grand Prix, because I've never known the Red Bull be that slow around this circuit there. But we're now up into the lead then of the Monaco Grand Prix. We applied so much pressure in the early stages, and now it's finally finally paying off. Yes, the other thing I hadn't considered as well, of course, was, you know, we were able to stick with Max in the dirty air. The dirty air still so potent around Monaco. Cannot wait for it not to be as big a thing on F1 22. But Verstappen now, he can't even keep up with us at the moment. He's just having to drop back away from our gearbox here. It's already the gap up to 1.5 seconds. I think Verstappen, yeah, he's not even going to be able to get close to us to even try and look for a move later on in the day. Unless, of course, he's just planning on sitting back, watching us ruin our tyres, or do stupid things like that, and then we'll pounce late on in the day. So there you go, don't see that too often on F1. I just matched my personal best from a Grand Prix there to the 1000th, according to the game. I mean, look at this at the moment. We've immediately pulled out a good 3 seconds over the Dutchman, as there we go, 2/1000ths off my PB that time round. I think we're turning into a robot.
On the car behind.
A second a lap, though, over Verstappen. When we get the clear air again, we are flying. Oh, here we go. First lap car of the day. Nicholas Latifi in his Haas. There we go. Williams. We've now lapped a car we were probably battling with, like this time last season. Oh, how times have changed, and boy, am I happy about it. It's always the other really weird thing about Monaco as well. You know, I'm starting to think now, you know, we've given ourselves a nice gap over Verstappen behind. Everyone else in this Grand Prix is not going to be a factor here because Gasly and Norris have just sat in the way for most of the afternoon. But you can't really just sort of completely bring the pace back around here. You have to do it gradually. Otherwise, it's really odd. That's when more mistakes start to creep in. You know, if you're attacking with lower speed, you turn in too early. And, of course, sim damage, you rip a wheel off. It's as simple as that. So you can't even sort of suddenly then decide, actually, you know what, I'm just going to relax in this Grand Prix. You even have to sort of, like, turn the wick down slowly but surely here on the Monaco streets. But that's what I'm trying to start doing now. If we can just keep the gap level to Verstappen, still keep using the battery and things like that down the straightaways, but yeah, we just won't take many risks now through the corners. You can see even just through there. Ooh, I almost just jinxed myself, but yeah, gap to Verstappen still floating and actually still going up ever so slightly at this stage of the day as we cross over 2/3 distance. I'm kind of hoping, to be honest, we can just have a nice cruise towards the finish line. Like I said, definitely Verstappen has got some sort of issue in that car. There's no reason for him to be running around at the pace he is, but we've still got a few lap cars to try and navigate, which should keep things interesting. Give me something to do late on in the day. Oh, come on, Mazepin, don't do anything stupid, thank you. Just got a little bit worried then that I had visions of Mazepin suddenly deciding he was going to try and change side to let me by, and just completely put me in an Armco. Next up, though, young Mick. Oh, I really don't want him to lose his Formula 1 seat, but at the moment, I put a poll out a couple of days ago asking whether you guys thought he will still have a Formula 1 seat next year. It's not looking great for Mick. I just desperately want to see him have that breakthrough in the sport, but it's got to happen soon, mate, because Formula 1 is a cutthroat business. Lets us through the same place Latifi does a few laps ago, though, so thank you very much. Got a little bit of a gap now. We might just get up towards that Alpine, those Aston Martins, and one of the Alfa Romeos by the end, but I'm certainly not going to try and chase them for it. As finally then Gasly and Norris into the pit, so Perez and Russell are going to re-emerge in 3rd and 4th. So even with this result as well, we should take a few points out of Red Bull in the Constructors' Championship. I don't think that's going to be a consistent thing though this year. I think Red Bull, the Constructors, might just be a little bit too much to try and aim for, but you know, if we can kind of just go up against them, a bit like Hamilton did against McLaren in Season 2 of the My Team career mode, you know, they could take points away from each other this year, or of course Jos Verstappen could get angry and make the team, or attempt to make the team just give his boy all the points. I really cannot stand Jos as a person. Well, 10 laps to go then here from the Monaco Grand Prix, and at the moment it's looking like we might be able to take the win here for the second time on F1 2021. Of course, took that win in the My Team career mode as well here. Up to that point, this track really hadn't served me that well on this game. I think the very first time around when I tried to do a Williams Road to Glory, way back on F1 2018.
There's been an incident on track resulting in loose debris.
Okay, don't know what's happened there. But yeah, like I'm saying though, I think the last time I tried to do a Williams Road to Glory, which was, yeah, way back on F1 2018. Any of you remember that series? That was quite a while ago. We did a lot of episodes of that very early on, and it sort of gave the channel the initial big sort of boost it needed before I sort of went very, very quiet, unfortunately, with it. But yeah, I think we did actually win the Monaco Grand Prix in that series. I think it was one of the only wins I took in that entire career mode. So to repeat that today would be a rather nice feeling. That was obviously sort of before Williams completely fell through the floor. In terms, I think 2018 they'd already really started to, hadn't they, quite badly, to be fair. But yeah, we've brought them back right up towards the front. As long as I don't do anything too crazy like that. I think that was just tyre face. Yeah, we've somehow escaped that without damage, or without much damage, because the team still recommended a new strat. It's fine. We can make it to the end. But in towards the final few laps then here from Monaco. I don't think we're quite going to get close enough to that little gaggle of cars up the road. And to be honest, I'm not going to complain about that. But yeah, I'm pretty certain then Verstappen has definitely got issues in this GP, because check out the gap to him is actually coming down ever so slightly, and the gap to Max is opening up ever so slightly. It's not a huge disadvantage Max Verstappen's under, but it definitely was just enough to allow us that opportunity and that very, very brave send down at turn 1. I often don't play too aggressively, or at least I like to think I don't play ridiculously aggressively on the F1 games, but I think like this season we're really going to have to try and get our elbows out against the Red Bulls, just if we want to try and bully our way into championship contention, to be honest. But yeah, 5.5 laps to go though here from the Principality. Can we make it 2 race victories in the opening 5 rounds of the year? It's looking good. I guess you can't really argue against it anymore. This Williams really does like the high downforce circuits rather than the low downforce ones I kind of expected it to. You know, if we win here, the 3 wins in this series would have been Singapore, Imola and Monaco, so 3 of the most high downforce venues on the calendar. It's thank you very much, Esteban Ocon. Never thought we'd be lapping an Alpine in this Williams, but times move pretty fast in the Williams RTG. I guess as well then we are going to close up and try and lap our way through this gaggle of cars. Whether Ocon's now just going to try and stick on my gearbox and then try and make a move work on Joe.
To start losing some tyre grip around now.
Yeah, I think we're starting to notice that, Jeff, to be honest, but not as badly as Verstappen. That might have as well been the issue for him. Perhaps the team told him, you know, the tyres won't make it through to the end. The Red Bull definitely seems to chew through its rubber a little bit more than the cars we drive. Whether that's just my perfect driving style or something else, I don't quite know. But yeah, they seem to struggle, especially Max. Thank you very much, Giovinazzi. We might be able to lap our way up to the points here by the end. A weird race though in terms of where the AI all are, because I didn't really feel like we had this much sort of superior pace over a lot of these cars to be lapping them by the end here at Monaco. But I guess this Williams here is genuinely the real deal. Through the Rascas then, about to start the final lap then here from the Monaco Grand Prix. Is Lance Stroll going to let me by? Yes, he is there. He very much hesitated about doing it, but he is going to let me by.
Final lap of the race.
We get back down towards turn 1. Don't know if we're going to be able to do the same to Tsunoda by the end of this Grand Prix, but you cannot argue. No. Oh no. I completely forgot about the fuel. Please, we've got to try and hang on. What can I do? Stroll, go, 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 go.
Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
Why has Jeff not told me about this? Oh no! This has just created a whole level of drama I never needed in this race. We've got to try and get to the end. We have to try and get around these final few corners of the Monaco Grand Prix. Please don't tell me it's going to run out. Please don't tell me it's going to run out. We got nothing! I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. We have to get out of tobacco. No, we won't even get the run up towards the start-finish line, will we? I've completely thrown it away here at Monaco. Unless we can just do some miracle, we're going to have to make the car as wide as possible. I'm not going to give up on this against Max Verstappen this late on in the day there. We've completely run out of fuel here at Monaco. Can we just try and sit in the middle of the road? I'm not going to let Verstappen by. I refuse to let him by. Through the final few corners, he might be able to get a run. We've got a puncture as well. What is happening here at the end of the Monaco Grand Prix? That's not great driving. Oh no, come on, we can do this. At the final corner, just try and sit in front of the Dutchman. Don't let him get the run. Look at this, he's not doing it. He's tried it. No, he's done it.
Top job, my friend, top job. I was a bit worried about this one at the start of the weekend, but you've pulled through. Thank you.
It's the one that everyone wants to win, and they've only gone and done it. What a fantastic result here at Monaco. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
I really feel the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves. Today's performance means Max Verstappen now owns the top spot in the Drivers' Championship. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
Guan Yu Zhou gets my vote today.
It's time to check out the Constructors' standings. Red Bull pull further ahead in the standings. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
I cannot believe that's the way the Monaco Grand Prix is going to end for us. To be fair, our antics on the final lap, Verstappen probably did deserve to try and sneak by at the finish line. But I've gone on so much about Jeff on this game, moaning about the fuel. And I never even considered here at Monaco that it would even be an issue. Even if we just lived and coasted on those final few laps, I'm just so used to it never being a problem on F1 2021. And the Monaco Grand Prix ripped away from us at the finish line there. 0.4 of a second between myself and Verstappen there. Heartbreak. Genuinely probably the most heartbreaking race we've had on this game there. And we still walk away with 19 points there. But Verstappen takes home the dub. Perez P3 means Red Bull further extend their lead in the Constructors' Championship. George Russell 4th ahead of Leclerc, Hamilton and Carlos Sainz, with Gasly, Norris and Tsunoda rounding up the top 10 there. You can see the rest of your finishes, just Bottas and Ricciardo not making it through to the checkered flag there. Championship-wise, though, Verstappen retakes the lead at the top of the table there, but 94 apiece between him and Sergio Perez means we're 34 now away from the championship lead there. Hamilton's still P4 ahead of Russell, and then Leclerc jumps Bottas. Sainz and Gasly both jump Ricciardo as well a little bit further down the order, and then Lance Stroll jumps past Esteban Ocon and Countback as well. Constructors-wise, though, Red Bull, 89 points clear at the top of the table there, but we further extend our gap over Mercedes. 26 now the gap after the opening 5 races of the campaign, but we've proven once more we've got a car that can fight. I just need some luck on this game as well there. This series could be the death of me on F1 as well there. But thank you all so much for watching nonetheless. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like and get yourself subscribed, and we'll be back very, very soon with round 6 of the year. I think we're back in Canada, but no, it might be Baku. Either way, please don't hold me to it. We'll be back very, very soon with more Formula 1 content. None of these videos would be possible without the help of our channel members, so a massive thank you to all of the names you see on your screens currently for helping support the channel. You can join them by clicking the join button down below, and thank you once again to everyone that continues all the insane support on my work.